that mean?
He struck out.
Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 million years ago expansion started. Wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall, we built the pyramids. Science, history, and Halloween, mystery, it all started with the Big Bang.
So, you guys know that predates from the same moment as the threshold for sex. Unless you're not
Alexa, what's going on?
Not sure, but switch lights are off. I'm turning on emergency light in the hall. Check the electricity switchboard.
date the dried fruit. Never mind, what's your announcement? Oh, good, my turn. Well, this is very exciting, and I wanted you to be among the first to know.
Hey, Koopa, I hear you're on the radio with Ira Fuedo from Science Friday next week.
Thank you, Ricky, for defining the But thank you is nonsense.
Well, my question is, let me ask you a question.
Why are you such a stupid man? That is also rhetorical.
Hello.
It's a smoke machine.
Hope you enjoyed that little intro. Today we are diving into this little smoke machine made by Ulanzi. Stick around and I'll show you why the Ulanzi Filmok Ace stands out, where you can use it and if it is worth your money. All of that and more right now. Stay tuned. Hi there, Mario here from MSpaceLog. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Now, it is time to talk about this small yet powerful smoke machine. Smoke machines are a big deal in the world of cinema. You see them in tons of scenes, helping set in different kinds of moods. You can create a nice haze in seconds, adding depth and atmosphere to your shots. But let's be real, if you're a small videographer or working in a tiny studio, most smoke machines are a pain. They are big, expensive and honestly just not practical. But that's where the Ulanzi Filmok Ace steps in. This portable smoke machine is perfect for small spaces and it is designed to be easy to carry from one place to another. Even though it is small, it is powerful and you can use it in all sorts of situations. But what exactly does it offer? Before we get into the features, let's unbox it and see what it is inside. You've got a carrying case with some tubes, a manual, a charging cable, the atomizer chamber, the smoke of fog liquid, and the batteries. The batteries are rechargeable and replaceable if they get damaged. Then there's the device itself with the attachable vent. The remote control is right at the front of the machine and it is detachable. Now, what makes this smoke machine stand out? First up, its size. Any professional smoke machine won't fit in your pocket, but this one can. Despite its small size, it can fill a small room with fog, giving you that perfect atmosphere. It's got 40 watts of power and 36 different so-called smoke effects. More on that later. This machine is awesome for a variety of product shots and scenes. It also comes with few attachments: a straight tube to speed up the smoke output, a curved tube to adjust the spray direction, a sponge filter to create a dry ice effect, and a flexible hose so you can spray in all directions. Now, let's talk about the remote. This remote is super handy. It is stored at the front of the machine and you can control all your smoke ideas from a distance. Just press the top of the remote to remove it, and it works up to 10 meters away from the device and actually recharges directly in it. With it, you can set the fog intensity, speed, and switch between normal and pro mode. Remember that scene at the beginning of the video where the smoke comes into the living room? I was able to do this by using the remote. If I didn't have it, I would have needed someone to press the button for me, so this is a game changer. Just a heads up, the screen goes off to save battery, but the machine will keep working. So if the screen turns off, don't assume the machine stopped, otherwise you might burn all the fog liquid and damage the chamber. Just press the main button again to wake it up. The Ulanzi Filmog Ace comes with two USB-C rechargeable batteries. Just make sure that you insert them down correctly by following the plus and minus signs. If you're not using the machine for a while, it's recommended that you take the batteries out. You can always order new ones from any store. Just ask Ulanzi support to make sure they are compatible. One other thing I love about this machine is the universal 1/4-inch mount. Basically, you can attach it to a tripod, to a C-stand, or anything that uses that kind of mount. Plus, it has a temperature control to prevent overheating. The atomizer chamber can get really hot, up to 45 degrees Celsius, so it is good to have a safety mechanism to prevent it from overheating. Before using it for the first time, make sure to let the liquid sit in the atomizing chamber for at least 3 minutes. The liquid in the chamber may or may not last a long time, depending on usage. The package comes with a 60mm refill and the atomizer chamber holds up to 8mm each time. I fill it up about 3 to 4 times without reaching the max of the container, and I still have plenty left to refill. So my guess is I won't need to buy or make a refill anytime soon. And I'm telling make because Ulanzi doesn't sell fog liquid refills, but they have a video showing how to make your own. It's just propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin. I'll just drop a link in the description below so you can make your own. All of this just to say that it's completely safe to use this smoke machine in small spaces and around people. It doesn't smell and the ingredients aren't harmful. But there's a downside. You need to keep an eye on the liquid level in the chamber. If it runs out while you're using it, you could end up burning the chamber. Even though it has an overheating protection, I wish you'd warn the user when the tank is empty and block the usage until the user refills it. The good news is that if you burn the tank, you can always replace it. Each unit costs around 30 to 40 bucks and you can order it from the Ulanzi website or AliExpress. According to Ulanzi, the atomizer has a certain lifespan. For light usage, you usually won't need to replace it. If you notice a burnt taste, consider replacing it. For heavy usage, they recommend replacing it every 3 months. But for most users, it should last a long time, as long as you don't run it dry. I also love the clean minimalist design with that little display at the center. It has both manual and pro modes which you can cycle between, and you can do a lot of fun stuff with it. All of this for under $150. And if you catch a sale, you might even get it for around 100 bucks. Now that I've got you covered about the features and why this machine stands out, let me show you what you can do with it. You already saw something in the intro, but let's dive deeper. This fog machine is perfect for setting the mood in a thriller or tense scene, but you can also use it in a variety of other scenarios. First, let's get it ready to use and go over the basics. Start by placing the batteries, then pour the fog liquid into the chamber. It's easy, just follow along with what I'm doing here. I don't recommend filling all the way up, because if you set it at a maximum speed, some liquid might spill out due to the heating and atomizing process. Fill it halfway and you are good to go. Don't forget to check the liquid level from time to time and refill it as needed. Now, attach the atomizing chamber, turn on the device by pressing the power button, and if it is your first time using it, let the liquid sit in the chamber for 3 minutes. And that's it, you're ready to go. Press the top of the remote to remove it and press and hold the main button once to start the fog. Let it go and the fog will stop. Press it twice and the fog will keep going until you stop it. You can adjust the fog intensity and speed with the buttons. To switch between them, just press the power button once to adjust the intensity, then again to adjust the speed. Play around with the settings, but remember, the higher intensity and speed will burn through the liquid faster. You can also switch between normal and Pro modes. Pro mode basically lets you combine different times and loops automatically, giving you the so-called 36 different effects. I'm saying that so-called because they are not exactly effects, but more or less like presets. Basically, you get to mess around with the intensity of the smoke, the speed of the fan, and the time that the machine will operate by itself in cycles. And that's what they call effects. But for me, they are most like presets and not a real effect, if you know what I mean. The effects you get by using some attachments like the dry ice effect. That's a real effect. But you can play around with it and find purpose for those presets. Now, let me show you some cool effects you can do with this machine. You can turn any boring object into something cool. Check out this regular statue. There is nothing fancy going on here, but if you add some smoke, you got a fog fountain. How cool is that? You can also use it for product reviews to add atmosphere. Look at this model plane. Imagine doing a product shot of this. Of course you can add some lights and it's already getting better, right? But what if we could add some real clouds to it? Easy. Just add the dry ice attachment and look at it now. Awesome. And what about food? Again, the dry ice effect is one of my favorites. Just drop some fog on the food and you get this amazing effect. You can also set the machine pointed to the floor and get that mist running through the floor that which will last for a while. You can even do effects like dropping something on the floor and watching the fog react. But one of my absolute favorites is using it to create a smoke bubble. Just dip the tip of the straight tub into some dish soap, mix it with water and be amazed. To get best results, set the fog density to maximum and the speed to minimum. Then press slowly until you get the bubble. Shake it gently and let it go. It is just awesome. You can create amazing product shots with this effect. Finally, let your imagination run wild. Combine this fog with lights and you can instantly give your shooting space that professional cinematic look. And if you're feeling inspired, you can even create that thriller vibe from movies, just like what you saw at the beginning of this video. Now, even though I think this machine is awesome overall, is it worth the investment? Before I tell you that, let's talk first about some drawbacks. The biggest drawback I found is the amount of liquid the chamber holds. 8mm doesn't last long, especially if you're using it constantly at full power. You'll have to refill it often and constantly keep an eye on it so it doesn't run empty, and you may end up burning the chamber. Also, the fog produced, it's only visible for a short time. It lasts around 2 to 3 minutes before fading away. However, in small spaces this is more than enough. I also don't like the noise it makes. At the lowest speed it is manageable, but at maximum power the noise can be hard to ignore, especially while you're working. Sure, you probably won't run it for too long at a time, but I still wish it was quieter. Also, the attachments feel a bit loose, especially the flexible use. It can fall off easily if you turn the machine to the side. I also wish the flexible tubes were longer so I could set the machine on the floor without having to turn it or tilt it to the ground. Another drawback is that it's only available in black. A white version would have been cool just to add some variety. But overall it is a solid buy for a portable smoke machine, especially if you're a small creator who doesn't have the time or space to handle a full-size one. It is compact, powerful and easy to use. Perfect for setting the scene, whether it's a product shot, a cinematic sequence or just for fun. So, do I recommend the Ulanzi Filmorg Ace? Absolutely. With that price ranging between $109 and $149 depending on your location and taxes, I think the smoke machine is definitely worth the investment. It is small, but it's a powerhouse. For the price, you can't go wrong here. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, this smoke machine will add that extra wow factor to your work. And now that you've got a powerful tool to set the mood and ambience, why not to add some cinematic movement to your shots and create your first masterpiece? To do that, you'll need a gimbal. And I've got a great review you should check out. Combine a gimbal with this smoke machine and some lights, and your work will go to another level. And that wraps up my review on the Ulanzi Filmorg Ace. I hope this review has given you a clear idea of what you can achieve with it, and if you got any questions or need a tutorial, drop them in the comments below. My name is Mario, this is MSpaceVlog, and as always, keep on exploring, keep on creating. See you in my next one. And up to it's got and you'll get that mist floor. Just press the main button once to wake it up again.
Lulu.
Pode ligar, senhor. Ó, tá sendo.
Mamãe, existe padrinho? Mamãe, existe padrinho?